Boy, look at the time. I haven't talked about potty training yet. Boy. Well, shifting gears a bit, how do you potty train a kid? Well, I just asked you this question. How do you get a little kid to do just about anything you want him to do? Yes, it does apply to potty training. I was having a heck of a time potty training my son, and Foster's over. He says, hey, do it this way. I said, no. He said, yes. Before long, this is what our house looked like. Mark, woohoo, man! I gotta make a big one. Come on, let's go. Woohoo, man! Oh, yeah. Look at the size of that thing. Bye-bye. Woohoo, man! All right, give me 5. All right. Someday you're gonna be a big, big one like that too, boy. All right.
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, reinventing routines.
It's that simple. Modeling. See, what parents tell us is when the first kid is always the hardest to potty train because the parents have to do it. But if you have more kids, they train each other. Don't they? It's not as hard. See, there's a couple mistakes we make about potty training. Our society puts a lot of pressure on parents to potty train their kids before the kids are capable of being potty trained, before they're ready. And every kid is ready at a different age. It has nothing to do with their IQ. I mean, some kids are ready to be potty trained before they're 2 years old. I mean, I've seen kids like that. Other kids, they're not really ready to be completely potty trained, especially at night until they're 5 or 6 years old. There's a huge variation there. It has nothing to do with how smart the kid is, how good a parent you are. It's all about the weird combination of genes and neurons and God and whatever else is functioning out there that controls the universe. Okay? The worst thing to do is try to pressure the kid. If the kid isn't potty training, you're having problems with it, and the kid is healthy physically, you've got a healthy, happy family. If it's not working, that means it's not time yet. Okay? There's another mistake we make. We send mixed messages about potty training, about using the potty. See, one of the messages we send is, you need to poop in the potty. You need to poop in the potty. It's where you poop. But here we are, we're pooping in the potty, and the kid walks by, and what do? Oh my God, shut the door. And so here's this little kid who's totally conflicted. Wait a second. I'm supposed to poop in the potty, but my mommy's face looks really bad when she's pooping in the potty, and she don't want to poop in the potty. Well, sort of poop in the potty. Where am I supposed to poop?
For families living with ADHD or autism, preventing meltdowns is everything. Goalie reduces stress by enabling kids to complete routines independently. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Make it natural. It's a natural thing. Make it natural. Have fun with your kids. Model it, and it will happen, and it is simply that easy if you let it happen that way. Now, the thing about modeling, though, is it happens whether we plan it out or not. And a lady with a PhD came to me. She had a PhD. She was an adult PhD psychologist, worked with adults. She had a little 3-year-old. And the little 3-year-old had picked up a nasty word. Now, haven't you ever noticed how interesting it is that little kids never learn those words from their parents, do they? They only learn them from neighbor kids and daycare. That daycare. Never from the parents. And when he'd say that word, she'd say this. That's a nasty word. Don't say that word. And of course her face looked like this. And so he thought, hey, anything that gets a face to look like is a good thing. Say it some more. Well, here's one more quick little technique, and you can start using it when your kids are about 3, but definitely by the time they're 4. It's called the energy drain. Yeah, anytime your kid does something that is upsetting, have an energy drain, but act excited about it. So let me ask you, if a kid lies to you, does it drain your energy? Yes. How about if they whine at you? Yes. How about if they're clingy? Yes. How about if they break something? Anything fits, right? It's a generic consequence. So she started experimenting. Every time he would say the word, she'd say, "Oh, energy drain." And then she'd say this, "How are you going to put the energy back in?" See, when you swear, say that word, it drains energy out of mama. See, that's the energy drain technique. You say, "Oh, energy drain." Then you go to the kid a little bit later on and say, when you fill in the blank with a misbehavior, it really drains energy. How are you going to put it back in? Then you give them some options. Some kids decide to clean the toilets. Something about that just charges me up. Now, some kids decide to hire Mabel for a night so I can go out with your dad. Boy, does that, no, I don't like her. Doesn't she get around to that Mabel?
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Now, some kids decide that they're going to go out in the yard and clean up all that dog doo-doo. How would that work for you? No. Well, then you put a time limit. If you haven't put my energy back in by such and such a time, I'll take care of it. And what does that mean? Well, sometimes you have to take a toy for payment, right? Well, she's doing this, and she stumbles upon the whole idea of dusting, which is wonderful for little kids. He has this little sock over his hand, and he's dusting the house. It's his way of repaying energy for saying that word. She said the house looked great up to about here. But she said, I don't think it's working, because he's happy when he does it. Here's the great news. A kid can actually be happy when they're repaying your energy, and it'll still work. Because why are they happy? They feel good about themselves. Okay? So here he is, he's toddling around, and pretty soon she notices that the word is she's not hearing it much anymore. Now my guess is that the chore wasn't really what made the word go away. What really made the word go away? Mom wasn't reacting the same way. Instead of saying, no, don't you say that word, she's saying, oh, energy drain, again, actually being excited about the problem. Well, it all worked pretty well. She wrote in her letter until one day, I'm heading down I-70. I'm going to merge onto I-25 going south. Horrible traffic. This guy almost runs me off the road. It just slipped out. And being a psychologist, she said, I went into denial. I kept saying to myself, he couldn't have heard that word. His ears are too small to hear a word like that. She tilted the mirror down so she could see him in the back seat. There he is in his car seat, the center of the universe. And what does she see in that mirror? Oh, Mommy! Energy! What do you say to a little kid who nails you like that? You want to hear what she said? She just looked up that mirror and she said, well, honey, do you think an ice cream cone would put your energy back in? Here he is in the back. I think I would help. Did you guys have any fun tonight? I sure did. Thank you for coming.